Kobe, no. Fanatics. Welcome back, or what up, y'all? That's what I'm doing now, right? What up, y'all? So we're going on to 15. We are in the second half. We are getting there. We're getting close. We're getting close to the season. I'm pumped. This means that we're almost 2 weeks away. Let's go. So we are at number 15, and my 15th team is the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's Panthers, but I don't know what the Jacksonville Jaguars are. But yeah, so I'm just gonna go right into it. I don't. People are gonna think I have them too low, but it's just, man, it's the AFC. I don't think that bad of a team. I just think that it's the AFC. They're gonna run into good teams. They got a lot stacked against them. So let's go in their PFF grades like we always do. Their O-line is 26th. Their D-line is 21st. And their secondary is 27th. None of those are any good. Those are like Saints numbers. Those aren't good at all. But, they have Calvin Ridley, Christian Kirk, Trevor Lawrence, ETN, Tank Bigsby, Evan Ingram. You know what they remind me of the 7-9, 7-9, 7-9 Saints when Saints went 7-9, 7-9, 7 whatever. Great offense, no defense at all, and that's kind of what they kind of remind me of. They remind me of that Saints team because I do believe in Doug Peterson, I do believe in Trevor Lawrence, and they got some offensive players. They're just not gonna be able to establish the run because their O line's bad. And they ain't going to be able to stop anybody. So we got to remember that this team was 4-8 last year, and they went on a run. So, this wasn't a good team last year. They ended up closing out. Well, let me give you the whole shebang, and you can see why I think why my dog's whining over there. You can think why I kind of think that they aren't as good as we kind of think they are, but I do like the coach. I do like their quarterback, so it's a possibility. So they went at Commanders last year. They lost 28-22. They beat the Colts 24-0. They went at the Chargers the game after Herbert broke his ribs, and they beat the Chargers 38-10. They lost the Eagles 29-21. They lost to the Texans 13-6. They lost at Colts 34-27. They lost to the Giants 23-17. They lost again to the Broncos 21-17. And then they beat the Raiders because everybody beat the Raiders because they were terrible because they have Derek Carr 27-20. And then they lost to the Chiefs 27-17. And this is where it kind of turns around for them. They beat the Ravens by 1 point. They got 3 turnovers in that game, and they beat the Ravens 28-27. Then they lost at Lions 40-14. Oof, 40-14 at Lions. And then they finally go on a winning streak, and they beat the Titans 36-22 when the Titans were like super beat up. And then they beat the Cowboys, that's kind of impressive because the Cowboys were pretty good last year. 40-34. Then they won at Jets 19-3. They won at Texans 31-3, and then they beat the Titans in the finale to get in the playoffs 20-16. So there's not a big takeaway from that because the Titans were beaten up and they got crushed by injuries. The Jets didn't have a quarterback. They were pissed off. Texans were bad. You beat them. The only big takeaways I had is that you won a close game against the Ravens at home. And then on the opposite end, I see you got destroyed by the Lions. So that's I don't know. I don't know what to take away. I mean, they were 4-8 and they were surprisingly healthy. And the Titans were 7-3 and then they got killed by injuries and lost every game from then on out. So when we're starting to kind of look at what's most likely to happen, like moving forward, it's are the Jags going to be this healthy again, and are the Titans going to get that decimated by defense? You also lost two key defenders and two key players because Jawan Taylor is now the right tackle, taking Wiley's spot at Kansas City, and you lost Arden Key, who is one of your key defenders, and they went to the Titans. So those are kind of losses. You do get Calvin Ridley. Who knows about your draft? I mean, you get a tackle. I mean, it's your first pick. Meh. I mean, it's hard to think that a late round first rounder is going to be good right away, but maybe. You get Cole Strange, or not Cole Strange. I can't remember his first name. I'm thinking Cole Strange for the Patriots, but no, you get Strange at your tight end. I guess that's like insurance in case you lose Ingram next year, because I think they gave him a long-term contract. Yeah, I don't know. It might be your new Ertz Goddard combination, maybe. I don't know. You get a tight end. Maybe you can start running the ball more, and then you get Tank Bigsby as your second running back. I guess Peterson might be going more of the LeGarrette Blount, Jay Ajayi style runner, maybe. I'm not really that sure. The Tank Bigsby move, because you do have ETN, but I don't know. He has some idea. He won a Super Bowl, so I'm not going to say anything against him. I think he overachieved with his team going 9-8, because it's a terrible defense and terrible offensive line, and it's still a terrible defense and a terrible offensive line. But you got a phenomenal quarterback, and you got some really good weapons. So let's kind of get into what I think about them this year, right? So you got at Indy, I have as a win. KC at home, I got as a loss. Houston, I got as a win at home. Atlanta, I have as a win, but man, you got to stop that run, and you got a 21st best defensive line. I think that Atlanta's defense is suspect, though, so I'm not sure that you can't outscore them. Then you have at Buffalo, I think that's a loss. You got home to Indy, I think you sweep them, it's a win. And then you're at New Orleans. It's Thursday night football, and you're traveling on a short week, and you just played a division opponent. So I think that's a loss. If the Saints are good at anything, they do have a good secondary, or an average secondary, and then they will be able to put up points against your defense. So I think if you're going on the road on a short week, I like the Saints in that game. And then you're at Pittsburgh. I think that they're going to be one of the teams that can stop you, because their defense is excellent. And then you go on a bye, and then you get San Francisco at home. I think that's a win for you, which is, I mean, I'm giving the Jags a lot of the benefit of the doubt. I'm giving a win against San Francisco. Then I give you a win at home against Tennessee. I think Tennessee is going to be pretty good this year, but it's a division game. You get them at home. You're on like a little bit of you're feeling good about yourself after San Francisco. San Francisco was right after the bye, so you're kind of healthier. And then I have at Houston is a loss. You lost to Houston last year. It's a division game. I think that they will play good defense. I think they'll run the ball fairly well against your offense. They'll control the clock. They'll keep Trevor Lawrence off the field. And it's a division game. You lost to Houston last year. I think you lose them again this year. And then you get the Bengals on Monday Night Football. Wait, that's after the bye. Sorry. I don't know why I have San Francisco after the bye. Cincinnati's after the bye, but you get them on Monday Night Football. I think Burrow is just going to shine on Monday Night Football. So I have that as a loss. And I think you kind of do what you did last year. You got a little bit of run at the end. You get at Cleveland. I think you win. You get Baltimore at home. You beat them last year. I think you beat them this year with a slightly better team. That's a win. Then you're at Tampa Bay. That's a win. And then you're at home to Carolina. I think that's a win. But Carolina is going to be catching their stride there. So I think that you win because you have to win. And then I got you. And then I got Tennessee at Tennessee. I have you both 9-6 at that point. And I think Tennessee wins it because it's at home to get into the playoffs and win the division. And I think, wait, you're both 10-6 at that point. So I think Tennessee finishes 11-6. I feel like the Jags finish 10-7. And I think that the Jags missed the playoffs in a tiebreaker. And sorry, my dog's going crazy, but I'm already too far in that I'm not going to re-record. So maybe I'll cut this out. Kobe, no. So we'll see. Yeah, so I think they're better record wise. I just think the AFC as a whole is better. So they win one extra game, and they get because they got Ridley back. They got so many weapons. Their coach Peterson will get that defense to outplay themselves, like they did last year. They'll get hot for a little bit, and I think that they're 10-7. They're getting better every single year. They at the end of the draft they go like linebacker, defensive end, linebacker. I mean, corners. They get defensive guys. Hopefully that they develop, and I think that they're probably like a year or two away from being pretty good. I think this is the Titans' probably last good year. Yeah, so I think that's why they get Hopkins, because I think it's their last good year. So, Kobe, no. So yeah, so I think that they are 11 and 10-7, and I think that's about it. I think we're getting really too excited about these 9-8 teams that overachieved last year because they're still not good rosters. We didn't think they were going to be good last year, and they go on runs at the end of the season. I don't think Detroit's a good roster, and I think they have a pretty bad coach and an average quarterback. But I think this is a pretty bad roster, but they have a good coach and a good quarterback. So I think they're going to be better than the Lions. So we'll see. That's about all I really have. Yeah, I don't really have a lot to say. I mean, we can go. I feel like everybody that listens to this kind of knows the Jags. You know, they got Lawrence, Etienne, Kirk, Ridley, Zay Jones, Ingram, basically all the guys they had last year. I mean, you're really looking at is a second year leap out of Trayvon Walker, and you're looking at some help from Calvin Ridley. But other than that, they didn't really sign anybody that we like as a starter. And they were a 4-8 team. They were a 4-8 team, and they went on a run. And now this year I have them as a 6-6 team, and then going on a little run. So yeah, I don't think there's a lot to say about that. I don't think anybody. If I told you this year that Jags were going 10-7, I think everybody would kind of be like, that sounds about right. So I think that sounds about right. I haven't missed in the playoffs, but them's the breaks. You play in the AFC. I don't know what to tell you. So yeah, thanks for listening. I don't feel like I've offended anybody by saying that the Jags are going in 10-7. I don't think anybody would argue with me that they're going 10-7. Maybe you argue about some of the teams that I have beating them and not beating them. I don't know. But yeah, I like Lawrence. I like Peterson, and I think it's not going to be this year, but it's going to be next year. They're going to be pretty good. They're pretty good this year, but they're in the AFC, and Dems and breaks. All right, that's about all I got. Thanks for listening, and I will talk to you later. Bye.